I've been seeing all the if they wanted to, they would posts from other women on the internet, which made me wonder, what do men consider if they wanted to, they would actions? What do you wish your partner would do? What would make you feel like they loved you more than anything? Story 1. My wife is dispassionate about everything except the dog. No excitement, love, hatred, strong opinions, or beliefs. She is not a wallflower, but she just does not flare up. Ever. She does not touch me or desire me. Maybe once a month she will say something really hot like, maybe we should have some sex. We have been married for 25 years. I am nuts about her. Now the dog. She will roll around, tickle, cheer, laugh, and so on. The dog is literally the only thing that brings joy out of her. Story 2. Win the lottery. I swear, if that woman would just hurry up and win the Powerball, all our problems would be solved. Story 3. My wife is too comfortable just being at home. I am always going out, running errands, and doing things to get out of the house. I often bring back food or something for her. I would love for her to actually go out and bring me home some dinner, just once. Story 4. I wish she would take greater interest in my hobbies and initiate doing them with me. When it comes to television shows and movies, I always cater to what she would want or things that I know she would at least like. Whenever I suggest something I am interested in but that is not her preference, I often get rejected, so I sometimes stop suggesting altogether. Story 5. I'm gonna flex here and say nothing. I've been working on myself a lot, and I've finally figured it out. Turns out she likes it when I communicate how I'm feeling and also talk to her about nothing just because, like we did in high school. Turns out I was the one holding us back. Open and consistent communication has made our relationship the best it has ever been. 16 years together, 10 married. It has also resulted in the most enthusiastic, intimate moments, and it turns out she is also a little adventurous. She said I never asked. Story 6. Show affection and enthusiasm for me. I really feel like I am the only one investing effort in a loving and romantic relationship. I feel like for my wife, it is enough to have a well-running family like a business. That is not how I think life should be. Story 7. No phone while we are eating. Also, at night, put her phone away, roll over to me, and lay her head on my chest so I can stroke her hair. Being touched like that gives me the sign that she does not mind being touched and that she wants me there. It could lead to sex or a deep conversation. I do not know why, but if she has her phone in her hand, I basically feel like she does not care if I am there or not, which honestly makes me get a little defensive and pull away. By the way, I am not married. Everything above happened to us, and it was the way I felt at the time. Story 8. Love me. Not necessarily sex, just want me to be around her, be excited to see me, and make me feel like the only thing stopping her from being happy is me. Story 9. I would like her to talk to me more. I get bored by myself. Let me know how attractive I am to her and hold me tightly on occasion. Story 10. Let me rest my head on their lap and enjoy their presence, playing with my hair. That sweet, light touch on your cheek. Story 11. I wish she were more sexually adventurous and that she would initiate sometimes. I love her to death. I just wish that once I could come home from work and she would be dressed sexy for me and tear my clothes off. I miss that kind of thing which I have experienced before. My girl would never do it, though. She makes up for it by being so amazing. Story 12. Put real work into the relationship. In the bedroom, in day-to-day life, on dates, and so on. I have been carrying this relationship, doing 90% of the work and giving for the past 6 to 7 years. She got lazy and checked out somewhere along the way, and I am tired. I have recently decided to rescind my effort, lowering it to a nice 15 to 20% and focusing on myself. I am losing weight, picking up old hobbies, getting fit and healthy again, and also spending more time with my children. I do not know if this will spark a realization in her to pick up the slack once she sees I am not doing all the work anymore, or if she will continue to do less than the bare minimum, but at this point, frankly, I do not care. Story 13. Not my wife anymore, but I seriously wish my former spouse would go to therapy. She has many unresolved issues from her childhood, from our marriage, and unfortunately from me as well. She has her own trauma that she could heal from, but she just refuses to get help. Story 14. Not the current one who is really good at this, but giving more massages. I have had some partners that I would spend 30 to 60 minutes massaging regularly, and they would give me a half-hearted massage for 5 minutes, then roll over and announce, "My turn." The extra frustrating thing is that I do almost all of the physical work during sex most of the time. It would be nice to be the one treated more often. Story 15. Take ownership of your own bad mood. It is always someone else's fault, usually me. Just admit you are in a bad mood and sit with that. Story 16. Knew where she wanted to eat. I don't know, or wherever is fine gets old. Is enthusiastic with me at least some of the time. I don't need to feel worshipped. But feeling like I'm just being tolerated isn't great. I can show enthusiasm even after years. Major bonus points if this carries over into intimacy as well. Has hobbies outside of me and doesn't take offense to my needing personal space at times. I'm not distant or cold, but sometimes I need a few hours somewhere quiet to decompress. Realizes I am also an emotional being who needs to be heard, acknowledged, and made to feel safe. Reminding me of something I said years ago or using something I said as a weapon in an argument makes me shut down. Enjoys deep conversational topics. I don't always want to talk about the small details of our lives. Sometimes I want to talk about our dreams, something philosophical, or on a level I don't typically allow others to see. Openly communicates what she wants in daily life and in intimacy so I can help her be happier or at least avoid being randomly upset because I failed to read her mind. Also allows me to communicate openly without judgment. Story 17. Being solution-oriented is key. If there is an issue, it helps to start gently. For example, instead of saying, "I feel like you don't like me anymore," you might say, "Hey, are you doing okay? I have felt a bit less connected to you lately and just wanted to check in." From there, depending on their response, try to come up with solutions together. If it turns out they are feeling stressed, you could say something like, "I know things have been overwhelming lately. How about I handle dinner tonight and then we play one of those couple connection games?" That way, both people feel heard and the issue gets addressed in a supportive way. Story 18. I would like her to find the motivation to take care of her health. I do not know how to reach her. The last time we talked about it, she said to accept her for who she is and that she is not changing for anyone. That was 2 years ago. Since then, I have lost 60 pounds and am aiming for the best shape I have ever been in. I'm not sure what to do. I am an active participant in our relationship and as a father. I feel wrong for wanting more. Story 19. Initiate physical tasks on my behalf. Perform actions for me without requiring my request. That is it. It is that simple and yet out of reach. Story 20. Sometimes I like to delegate decisions to her, but frequently she simply researches the issue and then brings the question back to me to make the decision. I appreciate that she asks me when it is an important issue, but for small ones, I really wish she would just accept the delegation and make the decision on her own. I also do not really care about trivial finance issues. I do not need to know about everything she spends money on. I trust that she is not wasting it. We are both equally frugal when it comes to spending. We also have similar vices, so it is not like I can complain when she spends money because it is probably something I would have spent money on too. Story 21. I wish she would follow through more often, particularly with regard to chores she agrees or even offers to do. For instance, she will say, "Could you get the laundry out of the dryer? I am busy right now. I will put it all away later." So I will do that, and then it sits right there in the basket indefinitely until it gets used again or I put it away. She says she forgets, but if I remind her once, she still will not do it. If I remind her repeatedly, she will get mad that I keep bringing it up. She might eventually do the task after 5 reminders and too many arguments. Or I can just leave it in the basket and spare myself the trouble. Story 22. I wish my wife would want to snowboard. She had scoliosis and bad knees when she was younger, so she is scared of getting hurt. But I really wish we were both relaxed in a cozy cabin after snowboarding all day. Story 23. I wish she would pretend like she missed me. She tells me she is hanging out by the window when I am gone, waiting for me to come back. But I never see it. I just got back after 5 days of being at a convention. I came home, quickly unpacked, went to the laundromat, and came back at 7. She was in bed getting settled for sleep. She worked today, but she never went to bed before 9 or 10 anymore, and now I am just on the couch feeling like a sucker. Story 24. Just take an interest in my hobbies, or at least respect them without resentment. My ex would respect my gaming time, but deep down she hated it. That is not a prejudice that can be overcome, so if you hate what they like, tell them and break up. Story 25. Well, my girlfriend and I broke up yesterday mutually. It was the most mature and honest breakup I have ever had. We were just incompatible. I know many circumstances make the right partner, and sometimes that even changes, but I want a woman to tell me that she will love me no matter what. Not in the sense of covering up a serious mistake. But if I lose myself, have to change careers, or something happens making pregnancy harder, I need to know someone will want to stick with me because of who I am and what we have. Not resent me if I do not adhere to her specific timeline. Story 26. I have an amazing wife. We have been married for 47 years. She has never been unfaithful. However, she went through menopause and lost interest in intimacy. She supported me for the next 15 years, but now she says she will not continue. I told her I need a partner to share intimacy with. I am very fit, so my desire is still present, though somewhat diminished. She suggests I find someone else. I do not want to hurt her, and I have seen many couples break apart, leading to financial problems, negative examples for grown children, and having to sell a beautiful home. I am very grateful for the wonderful life we have shared. I could probably go without and endure, but it is very confusing, and I do not want to make mistakes. I am uncertain if I even want to discuss this with her. Story 27. This is a hard question for me to answer. For the first time, I am in a healthy relationship. Our communication, while it can be rough sometimes, is amazing. Story 28. I really liked it when my partners would initiate sex, makeouts, or intimate time. Subtle cues are cool too, but being overt is very sexy. Invite me to play with you at least some of the time. It makes me feel wanted and more attractive. I also like it when my partners appreciate what I contribute to the relationship, rather than focusing only on what I'm lacking. Some things are hard for me, but there are tools we can use together to handle them. There are important things I do that are often invisible, like finance, logistics, technology, research, and planning. I don't complain about these tasks because I like doing them, but please appreciate that these are valid contributions before deciding I don't do anything. Use clear, direct, but kind communication about your wants and needs. Say what you mean and mean what you say. I can't read your mind or know about resentments you've been holding on to for years. I do my best to apologize, make amends, forgive, and move forward. Please do the same. Share some hobbies with me. Develop at least a minor interest in some activities I like so we can do them together. Help me develop at least a minor interest in some of your favorite activities so we can share those too. Let's cultivate new things together and share friends in all of these. Story 29. Stop expecting the man you love and want to read your thoughts and desires. Stop being afraid and just say what you really want. Stop spending all your money on expensive things. This can also help us retire earlier and avoid working unpleasant jobs. Story 30. I wish the girls I was dating for a while on dating applications would text me first sometimes or call first. Story 31. I have my own coin term, what one says versus what they do. In this context, make the two more aligned. That is all I ask. Story 32. I just want her to do things that she wants to do. Even if it is something I like, it ruins it if I think she is doing something she does not like to do. In general, I like women I date to take initiative sometimes. It does not have to be all the time, but if I am always the one asking her out on a date, planning dates, or handling any other aspect of the relationship, it starts to feel like I am the only one putting in effort. Story 33. Turn her clothes right side in so that when I do the laundry, it does not take me twice as long to put away clothes because I am constantly turning inside out clothes right side in. Just turn them right side in when you take them off before throwing them in the basket. Takes about 3 seconds. Story 34. I wish my wife would initiate more, but she is getting better at it. I also wish she liked wearing dresses and skirts, but she is not a feminine type of woman. I would rather her be comfortable and happy than wear something she does not want to wear. Story 35. I sometimes wish her priorities naturally resembled mine more closely, but honestly, I usually just talk to her. We are on the same team. That is the whole point of a partner. It is not really one person's responsibility to fix something. It is both of your responsibilities to provide support within your boundaries. Just talk about it, men, and listen. You will both end up better for each other. Win-win. Story 36. Pick up after herself. I know she has severe attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, but come on. She even acknowledges it but still won't do it 9.5 out of 10 times. It doesn't even need to be 7 days a week. I'll take 1 to 2 days. Story 37. Do not disregard effort or demand perfection. If you have a mental checklist of how you would do something, what you expect to hear, or anything else, these are things you do not actually share. We are just supposed to know what you want and then be upset when we fail to meet your expectations. We may get 6 out of 7 correct by chance, then you act like we did nothing at all. Apparently, all 7 items must be done exactly as you would have done them. If you act like we do nothing, we will eventually do nothing. Story 38. The only thing I can say, and it is a minor issue because I do not care enough to do something about it, is that it would be nice to come home to a clean house. Other than that, I have no complaints. I asked my wife and she has no complaints either. Story 39. 1. Not get so upset when things do not go her way. I do not know if this is a new behavior with my wife or something I did not notice before, but she can be very negative sometimes. She treats an average day like it is a bad day and the best days like they are average. This makes me hesitant to take initiative because I worry things will not work out and I will be blamed for her being in a bad mood. It also creates a situation that feels manipulative because I feel like I am the bad guy for not letting her quit something she really needs to continue. Lose some weight and get in better shape. I am not attracted to overweight women, and my wife has become overweight since we got married. I am physically active, and it is frustrating not being able to do activities because she cannot keep up. This would not be as big an issue if not for the previous point, but in addition to not being able to participate, she is often in a bad mood when we try. Story 40. Work with me on our shared important goals, like health and finances, instead of fighting about cleaning and children. Story 41. Nothing. I'm glad I found an intelligent woman who does not believe in those TikTok ideas like, if he wanted, he would. Story 42. I wish she would set up some of her clothes for sale. She would get good money for items we both know she will not wear anytime soon. Story 43. Just agree to be intimate once a month without any thought put into it. No negotiating or begging. Just a sure, let's go. No delayed response like, okay, as if it is an afterthought and you are just giving in. Story 44. I'm a morning person and I make decisions based on what provides good energy. My girlfriend is not a morning person. So I start every day dealing with her negative and grumpy mood that she takes out on me. It bothers me immensely. I like to start my day happy and loving, maybe with some conversation, jokes, coffee, and intimacy. I have tried to explain how important this is to me. I guess if you are a grumpy, irritable person in the morning, you will always be that way, and if you have no problem taking it out on your partner, you will always do so. That has been my experience. Story 45. Oral sex without being asked. Sexually, my wife is amazing and she does give me oral sex, but never without me asking. Story 46. I wish women would stop complaining when you do something for them, but it is not exactly to their liking. For example, if your boyfriend picks you up in the middle of the night during the week after work at 2 a.m., sacrificing his sleep, and instead of appreciating it, you start complaining that the music in the car is not to your liking and that he is not engaging you enough in conversation. Constructive criticism is fine, but it needs to be balanced with appreciation for the effort we make. Story 47. Love me unconditionally. I think every man's answer can be summed up with this. I do not mean for no reason, though. That is a different matter. Women seem to struggle with this and dislike admitting it. Story 48. Like, show your interest? I matched with this girl maybe in November. I eventually asked her out in December, but did not specify when, as I was living at my parents' house and because it was December. She agreed. Anyway, I still was not really sure if she was interested in me because she literally did not ask me any questions. I was not sure if it was because she wanted to do it in person or not. But I stopped texting her, and she never texted me. Story 49. We do not consider things like this because we know relationships are not Disney fairy tales. We have realistic expectations of our partners. Story 50. Start the search together for anyone trying a three-way relationship again. We have both always wanted it, but I will not try to do it alone. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.